You guys know that you're not an actual fan of Silent Hill 2? Yeah, I know. The game's only been out for 20 years, and we've only been talking about it for 20 years, and there's, like, established canon. I want to put this out here. These are the people that are calling you not a real fan of Silent Hill 2. Such an overreaction. It's impossible to claim that this remake is not going to respect the original game without actually playing it. They put out trailers so that you can see the game before before you play it. It's kind of the whole way that it's kind of how every game ever has been released, how every movie has been released. They show you a little bit of it before, you know, to entice you to go watch it. And if it looks like garbage, you don't go watch it. And if it looks good, you go and you watch it or you play it. It's kind of how that's kind of how the whole world works. But, you know, apparently I don't know anything about Silent Hill 2. Apparently I don't know anything about the entertainment industry that's been around for hundreds of years. You're blowing the whole James is obsessed with idea out of proportion. It's one of the least important aspects of the game and isn't even directly mentioned. You people confuse me. At the end of the game, when he's talking to Mary's ghost, he tells her that he wanted to move on with his life. He wanted to get Mary out of his life because she was sick and she couldn't do anything that she used to do. So I don't know if you have ever heard of the concept of marriage, where like you marry somebody and then you bang them for the rest of their lives, or your life, I guess too. It's, you know, it's kind of how that works. You marry somebody and then you're supposed to sleep with them for the rest of your life, and you kind of can't sleep with somebody when they're bedridden and dying of a rare disease that there seems to be no cure for. And the whole point of Maria flirting with James, you didn't pick that up, that Maria, a woman that looks exactly like his wife, dressed scantily clad, flirting with them the whole game, pulling keys out of her cleavage. You didn't think that maybe she was there to tempt him because she was a manifestation of his fucking demons? You didn't think that for 1 second? You didn't think that Pyramid Head getting busy with the monsters in the kitchen, you didn't think that that was like an aggressive show of like, you know, SA? You didn't think that that was rap? You didn't think that that like Pyramid Head, it was a physical manifestation of the want to be punished or beaten or mutilated? You didn't think that had anything to do with sex? These are the type of people that are saying that you're not a real fan. The same people that are saying that James is not obsessed with sex and it's one of the least important aspects of the game, these are the people that are defending the remake. These are the people that the remake is made for, because these are people that couldn't see the most obvious things about Silent Hill 2. The most discussed thing about Silent Hill 2. 20 years of Let's Plays, of reviews, of video essays, of people discussing how Silent Hill is a physical manifestation of people's inner demons, and how James is obsessed with sex. That's why he imagines Maria, who is a hotter version of Mary, and a version that's tempting him the entire game. How Pyramid Head is actually one of James's demons. He's not supposed to be a mascot like they turned him into. They turned Pyramid Head into an enemy, like the mascot enemy of the series, kind of like Nemesis of Resident Evil if Nemesis appeared in other games. But the thing is about Nemesis and Resident Evil, it was for Resident Evil 3. And Pyramid Head was supposed to be just for Silent Hill 2. But when Team Silent disbanded after Silent Hill 4, and Konami just started farming the IP out to whoever gave it, they started putting Pyramid Head and everything. They put him in the movie, and now people are trying to pretend like they actually liked the movie too, when fans of Silent Hill never even talked about the movie because the movie didn't respect the original game. It gender swapped characters, and it has Pyramid Head in it. The first game didn't have Pyramid Head in it because Pyramid Head is one of James's psychological demons. These people play a game and it's like the game's been out for 20 years. There is established canon. The story has been out for 20 years, and these people came out of the woodwork and they're like, actually, I love the movie. You never talked about the movie. The fans of the series never even talked about the movie. Nobody talked about the Silent Hill movie in 20 years, but they've been talking about Silent Hill 2 for 20 years. And these are the people that are coming out and telling you that you have no idea what you're talking about. It's hilarious. So it's like, so this guy clearly did not understand the original. He probably doesn't even know that Pyramid Head is supposed to be a demon from James's psyche. There's a reason why Pyramid Head didn't show up in Silent Hill 3 or 4, and that's because Team Silent actually cared about telling a psychological story where every character had their own demons. This guy goes, and the nurses being dressed slightly more modest means that those ideas are being completely thrown out the window. Apologies for not understanding the game. I forgot that art isn't subjective. When art has been out for 20 years and it's been discussed for 20 years, people kind of know what it is about objectively. Obviously, those ideas are there, but they're absolutely not the most important part of the game. The entire game is about James and his inner demons. If you don't understand that, then you're the perfect person to defend the remake, because the remake will not have any of this nuance. The whole story was told and reinforced through the nuance and through the layers of James's backstory. And his backstory is that he loved his wife, and he can't have fun and have sex anymore because she's bedridden. So he conjures up a version of Mary called Maria, where she's able to do all the things that Mary couldn't do. She's sexy like Mary isn't sexy anymore, and she's taking him around town like Mary. Like he's going around town with Maria. He can't do that with Mary anymore. Like if you don't get the most simple thing, it's amazing. These people completely misunderstand art, and then they tell you that, well, actually, art is subjective, so it makes sense that I don't understand it. One of the reasons Angela looked the way she did was the character being artificially aged by what happened to her. She was supposed to look like an attractive woman who was hiding it with her clothing, but looked older. It was an artist's decision to make the player understand she's experienced trauma beyond her age. So I never thought of it like that. I always thought that Angela looked like Angela, and she wasn't affected by James's psyche because Angela was not a manifestation of James's psyche. Angela was Angela, and Angela has her own physical manifestations. You actually end up fighting one of her manifestations when you save her from the that room with all the flesh and the rods going in and out of the holes. Hey, it's almost like the undertones of Silent Hill is all about sex. But I guess I wouldn't know. I've only been playing the game for talking about it for 20 years. I guess I wouldn't know that Silent Hill 2 is all about repressed sexuality and SA and rap. I guess I wouldn't know that. I've only been playing it and talking about it for 20 years. But I guess I wouldn't know what the entire game is about. Seeing as how the gaming industry is basically an extension of Hollywood now, I just think it's kind of funny that they had a chance to make a character older to convey the trauma beyond her age, and instead they decided to make her young. So you really can't even write these kind of jokes. They just write themselves.